Same with Bansali sir. Sir, फिर आप हम next up कर रहे हैं.
Siddhant, you pitched yourself too?
He was very quiet. माझ्यासाठी कोणी चांगला मुलगा असेल तर प्लीज रेकमेंड करा. आपल्याकडे कुठे आहे मुलं? एक्झॅक्टली कहाँ है?
नहीं मैं डेफिनेटली बिलीव करता हूँ ट्रेडिशनल आइडिया ऑफ मैरिज कि जैसा कि उन्होंने कहा कि दो परिवारों का मिलन होता है और बहुत सही बैठना बहुत ज़रूरी है क्योंकि एक के साथ ज़िंदगी बितानी है.
The time I would walk into a gym, I would feel like my body is like maybe a 4 on 10. Like, oh my God, so hot. So I get like these voice notes and messages and that's all you need.
Right.
क्या कर रहे हो लड़कों? मुझे तो कोई नहीं भेजता है अच्छा. शाहरुख sir, Zara, my silky hair. And so I used to remember that, I used to go back home and try to straighten my hair and never used to feel like, that I look good.
Dhadak was such a risky role. I mean,
so
but he chose to do it.
Thank you.
And what it takes is courage.
Hello everyone, welcome to News 18. I am Titas Chowdhury in conversation with team Do Deewane Seher Mein. Hello, how are you?
Wonderful,
good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First tell me, so there is of course Z Studios, there is Sanjay, Leela, Bhansali who is involved with this project. How did the collab with Mr. Bhansali come about, sir?
So, Bansali sir had called me at some point and he said, Ravi, you have to come and hear the story. And the story was written by Abhiruchi Chand. She's a writer of the film. She's a writer, screenplay writer and a dialogue writer of the film. I remember meeting them and she was narrating the story to me. As she was narrating and, Sanjay sir has said one thing, both the characters, it's me. Like he felt it, like he felt both the characters being him, like I can relate to both of them. And as she was narrating, I felt the same. I'm like, this is what it is. So when you connect to character, I knew like this is that film I have to make. Because it's an important story to be told. And that's where the collaboration started. And because I'm a visual director too, I'm a painter, he knew of my work. He said, Ravi, just make this film with true honesty. And he knew that I would really understand the assignment, and that's where it happened.
Were there talks ever about collaborating in the past with him?
Yeah, sir, he's been following my commercial work as well.
Oh, okay.
So we would always meet up on and off and he would talk about my commercial and work. So yeah, I'm a big fan of his work. So from all the contemporaries, he's one guy who makes it visually stunning films and you look up to him. So with him calling me saying, "Ye kahani sunne aaja," I knew there's something in there.
Yeah.
And he knew, it's such a simple story, but he knew it has to be told visually. And he said, I know you will do a good job on it. And, that's where we collaborated. He said, let's make this film. Lovely. And he backed us all the way. He said, this is the story, do it your way, wherever you want to set it up, And Abhiruchi and we sat and we spent a lot of time and we had a great time putting it together, writing it. And that's
interesting. That's nice. Did you go and tell Bhansali sir? Of course, he's there. Fantastic director. He said, please, next directorial.
I told, ask him. I made a pitch also. I have been vocal about it. And that's how it happened with Ravi sir also.
Yeah.
It's your moment where if I am a big fan of somebody, I have to tell that person. Even if I don't know them, I will somehow find their number and somehow even just message them on Instagram or on their social networking sites. Because as an artist, what do we want?
Yeah.
We just want to be appreciated for the work that we do, and we just want to collaborate with talents who bring something out of the box and make you feel like when you really want that role ना तो फिर वो director की भी approach अलग हो जाती है यार इसको सच्ची में करना है. She's really hungry to play. She wants to do that. Because for me, opportunities didn't come. It didn't walk. We had to create it. We had to chase them. We had to make sure that we flash in front of the directors like sir मैं हूँ, sir मैं हूँ, sir मैं हूँ. किसी न किसी दिन cast कर लेना है. I don't shy away. It's okay. I've gone and I think Aditya Dhar was the first director I asked for work. So and when we spoke about after Dhurandhar and I told him sir, I'll always remember that day because I didn't know how to ask. I didn't know how to tell. I didn't know how to communicate. So but when I met Ravi sir, it was so easy. I just said, sir, I loved Mom and I want to feature in your movie. Same with Bansali sir. Sir, फिर आप हम नेक्स्ट आप कर रहे हैं.
Siddhant, you pitched yourself too?
He was very quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little like
Shy?
Yeah, I mean, not shy, but like, of course, it's obvious, isn't it? Like that, I would love to work with him. Yeah, and I'm lucky enough to he's seen a few of my work, and I mean, he knows that how much I love him. He's like, I've expressed my, after Gully Boy, when I met him for the first time, I told him that, it's my dream to be featured in one of your films whenever you're making it. And yeah, I mean, that's very obvious and communicated. I think it's a thing. I mean, beyond that, for me, it's right now this film. Which is, so I was like, as long as he's happy with this film, and if this film really does well, that's when I will have the leverage to go and tell him that, sir.
You earned it.
Yeah, we are lucky. Please, I'm lucky for you. Can you just
I'm your lucky mascot now. Work with me. That's a good way of looking at it.
Irrespective भी बोलना है.
No, but basis the trailer that we have seen, there is, of course, it's a modern day story about these two people. There's also a very old world charm, somewhere in the trailer. You're making today's, a large section of the audience is the Gen Z, today. But you decided to bring forward a story which is about, arranged marriages. Not to say that people do not do it anymore, but how did you really achieve this balance in terms of what made you think, okay, let me, present a very old world arranged marriage kind of a story with this audience?
Arranged marriage is still around.
It is 100%.
It's everywhere. Like every household that you go in, there's a point in life, mom and dad are plotting for you to meet somebody. So there's a big game plan going on without kids knowing. That's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
You probably have your own ideas whom you want, but the mother and father, they have their own idea whom they should get. So this is also about that story. While the family is deciding, okay, kya hona chahiye, it's your journey too, to find what you want out of your life. So this is that story. It's for this generation. Because this generation, they have their own voice. They know what's good for them. They know what they want out of their life. Meets the generation who's raised them, tell them, hey, don't worry, we'll find you somebody great. And this is that conflict. This conflict is in every household.
It is.
Exactly the story. It's not old story. So basically, I felt romance, we kind of missed telling of romance. It's like you have to slow down, you have to understand how, the romance between two people. When two people are talking, it's not about the conversation. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. So it's their story of what they do, as people, what they do to each other and how they change their lives. And this is that story. In a world where everything revolves around that selfie that you take.
Yeah.
It's that favorite angle of yours because you're hiding all the other stuff. So we're talking about that side of it. Can you just be okay with the way you take? You don't take 20 selfies. You take one and just put it out there and be confident like this is who I am. Take it or leave it. And the minute you do that, trust me, your life, everything's going to change. And that's what the story is all about.
Yeah.
Are you fearless? Do you have the courage to flaunt your flaws?
Absolutely.
That's what it is. And that's the story of Siddhant Chaturvedi.
That's so beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So beautifully put.
Yeah. But what were you guys whispering? Now tell.
You take selfies like this. With a double chin, our nostrils flaring,
acne marks and everything, all like that.
I have always been. I have put actually. I've named them Bunty, sometimes Bubbly, sometimes Suresh, Ramesh. They pop. Unwanted guest, uninvited guest.
Sweet.
So it's pimples,
No, of course. No, I'm saying that what he said makes absolute sense. That abhi bhi har ghar mein ye, especially I think. After men and women, they turn 30. Let's look for somebody for you.
It's literally like daydreaming where parents के दिमाग में
शहनाई
बज रही होती है. So और बजती भी है. Now, in fact, last night my dad said, "आता बस settle होन जा."
Yeah, settle ho ja is the word, na? It always means ki शादी कर ले.
And then I said, why don't you call Aditya and say, Aditya bhai, माझ्यासाठी कोणी चांगला मुलगा असेल तर please recommend कर. आपल्याकडे कुठे आहे मुलं? I said, exactly, कहाँ है boys? I said, if you are saying this, what should I say then, you know?
Oh God.
So this is घर घर कहानी.
घर
घर
का
की
कहानी.
कहानी. Okay.
No, but like your characters in the trailer say ki, you know, they're pretty much against it because then we understand ki, you know, we all have insecurities in our mind.
Yes.
But are you like in person, are you like scared about the idea of an
Getting
arranged marriage?
Not at all.
Yeah.
है नहीं रिश्ते.
नहीं वो तो नहीं है. डर
But
नहीं
no,
लगता.
not at all. I think it's also about करने के लिए नहीं करनी शादी. That's one thing for sure. अभी arranged marriage, अब तब के लिए arranged marriage was parents would make you meet.
Yeah.
But arranged अभी तो मतलब दोस्त भी set up करते हैं. That's also arrangement setting only, right? It's a I don't know how to put it out, but eventually what matters is चाहे वो love हो या arrange. If two people connect, if they click, then वो है, नहीं तो फिर कुछ नहीं है. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
You need to connect, you need to click, the families need to agree because the marriage is not between a girl and a guy, it's between two families, you know. So if they are okay, if everything is great, why not?
Yeah. Siddhant, you've been rather quiet. घर पे ये conversations होता है?
क्या क्या आपकी होगी शादी?
नहीं, but होते हैं conversations.
कॉन्वर्सेशन होते तो हैं. हाँ मतलब
His mom तो doesn't want him to get like his mom wants grandchildren. Forget the wedding. It's like तुम लोग सब काम पे चले जाओ, मुझे कुछ बच्चे चाहिए to just like you know hang around, take care of.
and that's why I tell her कि मॉम उसके लिए शादी करने की क्या जरूरत है.
Yeah, I mean I wanted to say the same, but then I thought there's a camera here, I shouldn't.
No, but
नहीं मैं डेफिनेटली बिलीव करता हूँ ट्रेडिशनल आइडिया ऑफ मैरिज कि जैसा कि उन्होंने कहा कि दो परिवारों का मिलन होता है और बहुत सही बैठना बहुत ज़रूरी है क्योंकि एक के साथ ज़िंदगी बितानी है. वो नहीं करना है कि पिच पे उतर गए बैटिंग करना शुरू फिर पता चला रहे यार ये गेम खेलना ही नहीं मुझे. तो लंबी पारी खेलनी है, शतक वतक मारना है इसमें, 100 तक जाना है, 100 साल तक.
क्या बात है.
तो इसीलिए थोड़ा देख परख के अच्छा सा मतलब समझ के एक बार सही फैसला लेना बहुत ज़रूरी है. इसमें कोई जल्दबाजी नहीं करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं. करने के लिए करनी है वो भी ज़रूरत नहीं है. क्योंकि बहुत लोग करते हैं, आसपास सुनाई देता है और मेरी परिवार में और चीज़ें नहीं चलती. एक टाइम के बाद समझ आता है कि यार बहुत सारी चीज़ें रीडिस्कवर करते हो आप. तो वही है. अभी इसमें मैं क्या कहूँ, मेरी नहीं हो रही है तो अब मैं क्या बताऊँ आपको.
वो तो ठीक है, चलो. It's not in our control.
You know, after you asked this question, sir, I was thinking which was that one movie which was made on arranged marriage setup, and I think Vivah was such a romantic movie.
Yeah, but imagine that was so many years back also.
But this is our today's Vivah.
Yeah. No, but I want to talk a little bit about this thing that, you know, your character in the trailer, you know, she says that she's of course insecure about, you know, how she looks, which is what we also discussed a little bit. Mrunal, recently you had said that I did deal with body image issues, you know, the way I look for the longest time, maybe up until Son of Sardar happened.
Yes.
I mean, you know, for an actor who's constantly under the spotlight, you know, under scrutiny, I mean, to live with that, and how did you really overcome it?
See, I had my days, like there were days where I would go to bed crying myself to sleep, and I would wake up with puffy eyes, and I was like, it's not worth it. It took me a lot of courage. In fact, a lot of people around me who just not motivated. In fact, the time I would walk into a gym, I would feel like my body is like maybe a 4 on 10. But there was a girl who walked up to me and said, Mrunal, I want a body like you. And I was just staring at her and I was like, listen, I want a body like you. So in her head, I was a 10 on 10, but in my head, I was 4 on 10. So her perspective made me realize that, hey, why can't I just be happy with the way I am? And you know, earlier हम लोग मजाक में मस्ती में कुछ बोल भी देते थे और that time it wasn't an issue, but today I realized that, oh my God, when I look back, like a 10-year, like a decade younger version of me, didn't realize it. But today I feel like it's so comfortable, it's so important to be comfortable in your skin, in your body. And I feel that acceptance is so important because I accepted my body is when people also started loving it. they are like, yes, Indian women are curvy, and I will diet. I do diet also, but there are certain roles which requires me to look the way I am. There's not much alterations that I can't do. Like my bone structure is in a certain way that I cannot do anything about it. Rather, the only thing I can do is just embrace. And when we met Akshay sir, and he spoke so lovely, he said, I'm just happy, Mrunal, that you are embracing this self of yours, where a lot of voices around you would trigger and say 10,000 things, but you're not listening to them, just doing what you feel. But that also doesn't mean that when there's a role which requires you to cut down, do that. But I haven't had those challenging roles yet, and I haven't done something in that space. For Dacoit, yes, there was a bit of action, so I had to like cut down weight there after this film was shot. So I'm just going with the flow. I'm loving myself, and I think if वो जब भी मेट का जो dialogue है मैं अपनी favorite हूँ, वो मुझे आज समझ आया why she said that then, because if she didn't love herself the way she did, she wouldn't, life में कोई अच्छी चीजें और बुरी चीजें हो, at least I'm not blaming anyone. It's my decision, it's my choice, and if I love myself, which means I'm setting a boundary to people and if I value myself, that's when people are going to value me. So it's so important, and I have realized that I am unique, and I have such great girl gang around me who will always who will hype me, and that's all I want. I don't need like millions of people. I just need my 5 people around me, feel happy, and every time I try a new outfit, they're like, oh my god, so hot. So I get like these voice notes and messages, and that's all you need.
Right.
क्या कर रहे हो लड़कों? मुझे तो कोई नहीं भेजता है अच्छा।
तो मैं भेज दूंगा तुझे फोटो।
Do you have days like this where you feel conscious about how I'm going out today? Okay, I'm not having a good day maybe, and I do not feel so good about myself, about how I look today, because we all have days like that.
Not really.
That's good.
Yeah, because I mean, in my school I was kind of bullied for the way I look. So I think I've overcome that, and I like, the way I am. I have that eventually, like initially maybe I did not like, because in my school because I had curly hair, so, and that time was the Shahid Kapoor and Shah Rukh sir's era with silky hair, and so I used to remember that I used to go back home and try to straighten my hair, and never used to feel like that I look good. And even there's this picture which I posted on Instagram of my farewell, 10th standard farewell.
So cute.
Yeah, but I remember that time I was not feeling that it's a good picture. That's why I never posted it, because that time I thought, तब था Facebook और Orkut जब नया आया था, I never posted it because I thought यार curly यार अजीब सा लग रहा हूँ, I don't fit in the thing. But then eventually I realized that it's all about your confidence, like how you carry yourself, and you can be anybody. You can be just wearing shorts and a t-shirt and just walking on the road. So I've kind of eventually learned to be very good with the way I am, and because also I I mean now my hair is like curly. I just don't even like like it's suddenly I just go with the way I wake up. So messy look is
in.
क्योंकि अगर मेरे बाल स्ट्रेट होते तो मुझे बनाने पड़ते हैं, कर्ली बाल में कुछ कर ही नहीं सकते यार, यहाँ से करो वहाँ से करो सब सेम ही हो जाएगा, तो मुझे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So it's never the looks which have actually stopped me to step out.
Correct.
But the way I feel inside, like some things when don't happen, when I get when I'm hoping something to happen that doesn't happen, that takes a toll on me, like or some kind of rejections or whatever that is, or that's when I don't feel good internally because of my ambitions. That's when I choose to just stay home and just
reflect,
sit with it, rather, but never appearance wise.
Okay.
I'm fine. In fact, my parents, so many times I'm going meet someone and they're like, क्या पहन के जा रहे हो? मैं बोला क्या है, मतलब सही तो है, अरे थोड़ा ठीक लगो भाई, मतलब ऐसे कैसे चले जा रहे हो, मतलब यही हूँ मैं, आज 5-6 दिन में तैयार होकर चले जाऊँगा, उसके लिए 7वें दिन तो यही रहूँगा ना मैं, तो might as well just see this.
Wow, interesting.
But that's why, if I can interject and add to that, that's why I really appreciate writers like Abhiruchi and directors like Ravi sir, who would write unconventional roles like flawed characters, which is beautiful in its own way. I mean, when was the usually when I wanted to become a heroine, I always thought myself of dancing in the snow, wearing a
chiffon
sari and looking picture perfect. But here she is in her chashma, in her phati hui
But
jeans.
she's so relatable.
Exactly,
It was
because
important to me.
times have changed, era has changed, the appetite of audience has changed, and I think as an artist we will have to keep evolving around what the audience wants. If we just keep catering to what was made in the past, they would not resonate. So it is just it's just commendable that we there are very rare writers and directors and filmmakers and actors who want. This is a big risk.
Yes.
This is a very, very big risk. I mean, with Siddhant also, I told him Dhadak 2 was such a risky role. I mean, but he
Siddhant,
still
it was a
chose to
fab
do
film.
it.
Thank you.
And what it takes is courage. We had courage in our lives to reach where we have. Similarly, the one thing that's missing between Shashank and Roshni is courage. But when they meet each other, they just feel so confident and so powerful. That's why it's a make or break. When the right people meet, they blossom.
Yeah.
When it's not a perfect match,
Yeah, that's true. This is your second film together.
Stop.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine is
Sorry, you were
Siddhant.
saying.
he was adding in the end, if it makes, it's a great match. If not, it's a great psychological thriller.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm saying that this is your second film
film, yeah.
together.
I want to. I'm dying to do a film with like a toxic relationship.
No, she's asking about Ravi sir and you.
Yeah, that's what.
The third one.
I thought he's talking about these toxic male characters.
No, not like that. Like
Relationship.
something like a baby reindeer. Yeah, something like that. They both are flawed. Like
Oh my God!
you were still like one side. I was
But
saying
baby
Gone Girl.
reindeer.
Like
Gone Girl, yeah.
You know that is. I think we need to make something like that
Yeah.
Next.
Where both are flawed and they're both like
Yeah.
toxic. Yeah.
There's one more example, but I'll tell you off camera.
Say.
No, I can't.
Arey, say.
अरे कोई बात नहीं बता दो.
Dinesh was also like that.
Teresh
Anyway,
mein.
yeah, it was also like that. Yeah. Anyway, no, please. So this is your second film together, right?
You've gone back to that question, okay, of
you
course.
did Yudhra before this. So this happened after Yudhra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yudhra was. It was a fresh film when we saw the trailer, right? The film opened to mixed responses. The box office numbers weren't as expected. Somewhere, does that shake your conviction or maybe make you reassess your choices?
I think as a filmmaker, if you keep thinking like that, you'll never tell your stories. I think everybody has to take that, I would say risk. Or, when you're telling a story, it has to be something different and new. Sometimes some movies are ahead of its time. And people go back saying, okay, what you did then, like maybe we didn't get it, but now we get it. So I think this happens, sometimes you tell a story and maybe it's not the right
Time
so it happens. So yeah, that shouldn't, you have to tell stories. You have to still go ahead and if you connect to a story, you have to make it happen. And I've been really lucky. Sanjay sir said, this is the story. It's need of the hour to the generation in the kind of world that we live in. Let's make this story because it's important. Like that's what it is. So sometimes you plan it and you make it happen within the timeline. Sometimes few times because we were all going through. Yudhra was like pandemic. We've gone through all that. It's not an easy film to make when you're like wearing mask and like it's toughest film to make. And by the time you finish, it takes time. So it's the timing also. Like every film has its own sweet window. Yeah.
You think about it. These things.
I love Ravi sir, so I don't care about hit and success and all these things are like a part of life. So for me, I'm quite chill. Like I gave my 100% as long as my director was happy with me.
Yeah.
That's all I care about. Like because he's the only one who I know who has literally from the start. Like, that was the first film I signed after Gully Boy.
It was. I remember casting him watching Gully Boy. I said, let's get. So imagine that movie and you putting him as Yudhra, like the character. So
and we're both like suckers for action film. It's not like we're gonna stop. We're gonna still be making kick-ass, action film, because we both are, we both are like yin and yang. We have this as well, which is a very soft side, but we also have that anime, the action, and rugged thing as well. So yeah, I mean, it's okay. One didn't work, and then we go on to something else. But I always bet on my director and my script. That's it. Other than that, there are so many other factors which accumulate and which kind of might be, to come into play for a film to be, out there, and so many things work around. So I like to focus on the things I can control.
Sure.
Other than that, everything is blur. Success, hate, will keep happening. You never know. But as long as I'm getting to, work with people with conviction and belief who are there for the art, who are trying to do something new. And what happens when you try to experiment or you try to do something new? Because I think Yudhra, when we signed in 2019, there was no action film at that time.
Correct.
Pandemic had not happened. All the South Indian big action films had not come. 2019, Feb mein film aayi thi, April we met and I signed the film. So we were ahead of the curve to do with a slick action film, because we didn't have any slick action film. Pandemic came, the whole mood changed. It was,
the audience changed.
The audience changed, but we are already now 40-50% in between a film. So we are still, we tried our best to kind of, and by the time, it took so much of time that we landed at the end of the action,
Correct.
curve, and the appetite, had come. Like Raghav, I remember, had already shot a film, and then he went on to shoot Kill. And Kill released 5-4 months before our film, 3-4 months before our film. So it took a lot of time. When I was shooting for Gehraiyan, Deepika was going to go on Pathaan after that.
Oh.
And I was, and we had shot a sketch with Yudhra. And then I had shown her the, the announcement and everything. And then she shot Pathaan. Pathaan released. 2 years later, our film is coming. So a lot of, also, like, I'm a young upcoming guy, so it's kudos to Farhan sir and Ritesh sir to actually back something.
To back it.
Like,
that's why you need people who are like, it's the story, let's get him, let's make it. So that's how we made it.
Great. But no, on that note, thank you so much. I really look forward to watching Do Deewane Seher Mein, and all the very best for this one.
Thank you.
I think we are in dire need of a love story on the big screen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.